Weather-wise, great night for soccer. Just under 60 degrees, light wind, partly cloudy, but temperature-wise, I think the players will love this one tonight. Starting lineups are going to be brought to you by Bimbo, proud maker of Sara Lee Artisano bakery bread.
Well, it's a back four that they look really strong. 3 clean sheets in a row, which they've been delighted, and they do build from the back. Martinez, we know how influential he is. He will sit. You've got Flock and Bedoya that will look to join in, and Montero now getting in the more advanced role, and he'll look to supply the likes of Santos and Shabilko going forward. And I really like this partnership between Santos and Shabilko. They worked really well together last season. When you look at the setup, I look at Wagner, I look at Mbaizo, they will look to get forward. They'll have real opportunities to be able to do that. And Shabilko and Santos, they will need the supply as well to them. With Bedoya and Flock as well, being able to give the protection to Wagner when they go. And then you look at Miami. Back four, it's a very good back four, but I would say it's more about individual. It's not collective yet. Then you've got Gregory, who really suits Matuidi, allows Matuidi to go forward. And then Morgan, Pizarro and Robinson, they will look to get beyond Higuaín at times. And that front four, they can create a lot of problems for any team in this league. And that's something that Philadelphia Union, they have to be really mindful for. When you look at the setup there, yes, it's a 4-2-3-1, but a lot of the time out of possession, it would be more of a 4-4-1-1.
Danny, let's take a look at tonight's keys to the match, brought to you by Subaru.
Yeah, we're just talking about, in particular, when you look at the way the Philadelphia Union will set up defensively, it's going to be so important that Martinez, he's communicating with the 2 centre-backs, because if Higuaín drops off, the centre-backs don't want to be dragged out, because if they are, that leaves space in behind. And then if we look at it going the other way, I look at Santos, the pace that he's got, the 2 full-backs for Inter Miami, they love to play up, they love to play high. There will be space down the sides of the centre-backs for Santos to try and take advantage of.
Look at those spectacular uniforms. Philadelphia Union in the blue and yellow, light blue and yellow, and Inter Miami in black and pink. Underway from Subaru Park. It's back to the feet of Andre Blake, who tries to clear it. 3 straight shutouts for Blake in all competitions. Off to a terrific start this year. Last year, of course, goalkeeper of the year in Major League Soccer. That's off the touch of Higuaín, number 9 in the black of Inter Miami. Switched all the way across to this right side. Picked up by Lerda. Figal. Big switch to the opposite side. Inter Miami try to get some movement there against that Union diamond. But it's Glesnes taking over. Martinez. Flock will push it back. Anxious to see, Danny, how this one starts out. Is it nerves for either side? Does somebody go after them, like Philadelphia being at home?
Yeah, I think the onus will be on Philadelphia Union, as we're just seeing here. Look at Santos getting down the sides of centre-backs, and that will be a really key role, and obviously Wagner going forward.
The Wagner cross was denied. Picked up by Sergio Santos, his first start this year. Montero will push it wide. Bedoya lifting it up. That's over the head of Flock. Good attempt there by Wagner, but he could not keep it in.
I think James Gerton, I think he'll be very happy with the start. What I love when I watch the Union as well is that they commit so many men forward, but when they lose the ball, they're in a position, then they don't let the opposition out. And it's the amount of times that they get the regains, and that's something that Phil Neville, I'm sure he'll be very aware of, and he'll be telling his Inter Miami team not to take too many chances at the back, because Philadelphia Union, they press very high.
Phil Neville's team didn't play badly a week ago. They got a goal. They had the lead twice in the game. Couldn't hold it. Seemed to tire in the end.
Yeah, it's been a very disruptive pre-season for them. They've had to have a number of games called off. And one of the things that all players will tell you is that you can do all the running that you want to. You can do all the running that you want to during pre-season, but it's game time. And I think when you look into Miami, they would probably be the first to say that they haven't had enough game time, and they're getting their finishes as the season's on to them.
On the opposite side for the Union, they've had a couple of games in CONCACAF Champions League and were able to play some in the pre-season. Bedoya, Montero, who's looked good in the number 10 role, broken up. Inter Miami could be dangerous in the counter. Here's the touch from Higuaín. He was slowed down. Union scrambling to come back defensively off Higuaín. The pass from Gregory to the right. Kelvin Leerdam kept it low, blocked. It was Elliott who made the play.
There's a prime example of when the turnover, and that's going to be the same for both teams. And we saw it then. Montero just lost the ball, and then straight away into Miami had 4 or 5 players forward, but Union were able to stop it.
Bizo to the right as the Union advance. Bedoya. Bizo trying to cross it. It was blocked by Jones. It's still in play. Bizo did well to keep it in. Pass was denied. The Union will scramble to get it back. It'll be a throw-in.
I think what we're seeing in the early stages here is that we know that Flock is playing on the left of the diamond, but he's actually sitting at times. He's sitting at times with Martinez, and what that means is that both fullbacks can go forward at the same time. Bizo picked the ball up on the right-hand side, and for a split second, Morgan hadn't tracked Wagner, so both fullbacks could have a real part to play as in terms of Union getting on the front foot and getting the goals, whether it be an assist or a goal for themselves.
Pizarro. Denied. But even Miami will recover. Gregory, who played in Brazil the last few years. One of their off-season acquisitions. Higuaín wanted to give and go with Morgan. That didn't work. Pizarro, Mexican international, dispossessed. On this left side, Santos. And took an elbow, it looked like, from Figal. Union wanted a card.
Real confidence booster for Santos. You can see Figal, he couldn't keep up with his pace. Those are the areas that you're looking to get into. Leerdam, he's playing very advanced. And the last thing centre-backs want to do is come outside the width of their 18-yard box. So Santos will be knowing now he's got the beating of the centre-back, and he'll be looking to stretch his legs and get one-on-one against him. But very positive from Union's perspective.
Santos has played in the last couple of games. Champions League was won. And then last week against Columbus, played about 15 minutes in the CCL and almost 30 against the Crew, getting the start this evening. Wagner, an inviting ball to the middle. One player slipped. And then that one, I thought it took a deflection. It should be a corner. It is.
These are big opportunities for Union. When I look at the delivery, you see Montero and Wagner going over there. Both got outstanding delivery. And you can create an element of surprise. If you've got 2 players going over there, is it going to be an outswinger or is it going to be an inswinger? And then you've got Glesnes, you've got Elliott, you've got Shabilko, you've got Santos. Big opportunities. And when we look into Miami, the way that they're lining up, it's very much zonal. And Glesnes just hanging back, looking to make the running from the far post.
This is what the Union did a week ago against Columbus. Had the 2 players there, Wagner and Montero. Sent forward. Sergio Santos could not bring that one down. It's going to be a goal kick for former Philadelphia Union goalkeeper John McCarthy.
Thank you.
7th minute, scoreless here. Philadelphia Union and Inter Miami. First of 2 meetings this regular season. Lewis Morgan. Big switch. Jones on that left side was wide open. The outside backs for Miami do like to push forward. Union think they can maybe exploit them in those areas when they do push forward. Off Gonzalez Perez. Foul against the Union. Free kick into Miami.
I think we've already seen both Robinson and Morgan, the wing players for Inter Miami, playing very narrow, very central, and that's so important then when the 2 fullbacks from Miami, Jones and Leerdam, go forward, that they're covered.
Ball sent into the box. Glesnes headed it dangerously though up the middle. Gregory tackled away. Good job by Bedoya. And now it's whistled back the other way. Foul on Inter Miami. Two solid bets there, Matuidi and Bedoya. A lot of international experience for both. They've both been in World Cups. Matuidi, though, can say he won one with France. And not a lot of players get to say that. Here's Wagner. Third year with the Union, left back. One of those players, Ernst Tanner, sporting director, brought over. No one had heard of Wagner in this country. They know who he is now.
Oh, they do. I think defensively he's solid, but he gives a different dynamic as well going forward. And one thing I'll tell you is that more often than not, wingers don't want to track back. And if they don't want to track back, then Wagner is going to try and utilize that space.
Sergio Santos leaves it for Wagner. Back for Santos. Flock was making a run, and Santos just got clipped. Here in the 10th minute, Philadelphia Union, home opener. They've been one of the best teams in all of Major League Soccer last 3 years in this stadium. Last year didn't lose a game here. Wagner across for Glesnes. Long diagonal ball left. Wagner heading it down. It's off. Leardown throw in. Union. Off Wagner. And ruled a handball. Free kick. Philadelphia Union. .24-year-old Wagner will put it down. He's got Montero right there with him. Jamiro ready to strike. Curling ball towards the middle. And that was Elliott that got to it. But it was the last touch by Miami, so it's another Union corner.
You just see the setup again. Wagner and Montero going over to take this corner. And Glesnes, once again, he's just hanging back. And I think the key thing is when you're playing against a team that is playing zonal marking, and you can see the way that Inter Miami have got it, they've got two lines of zones. So what the best thing is from Philadelphia Union's perspective is give yourself some room, because you know more often than not, if you're going to have a running start, you're going to beat a player that's got a jumping start. And that's exactly what Glesnes is looking to do, just hanging around that far post to make a run in.
It'll be the left foot of Wagner. In swinger, Elliott was there. Didn't get to that one, though. Bizo's header. Higuaín missed it, overran it. Wagner still there. And then off Higuaín, it's another corner. That ball served by Wagner had some potential moments ago. Kai's ready to serve up another. Similar. Cleared out. Pizarro couldn't get it. Now he might. Rodolfo Pizarro, good skill. Moving it forward, right side. Gregory. He'll slow it down. Lost it. Martinez trying to win it back against Pizarro. Good job. Helped out there by Flock as well.
Magnificent from Flock. You can see exactly what he brings to this team. He allows other players to go forward, express themselves, and he's that insurance for them. Non-stop work rate.
Played back by Inter Miami. Gonzalez Pires all the way to the right. Kelvin Leardown. Both outside backs came over from the Seattle Sounders, where they had some success. And Chris Henderson is leading this team, one of the leaders of Inter Miami. He brought those guys in. Matuidi, short ball in. Robinson still with it at the end line. Trying to play it across and was deflected out. It's going to be a goal kick.
ended up being good defending, but it's good play from him. A lovely ball from Matuidi. And then you just see Martinez, he goes to make the initial challenge, but then Glesnes, he's straight out there. He falls for the Union, they end up getting a goal kick as it rebounds back off Robinson.
This portion of the match sponsored by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you, Philadelphia. Learn more at IBX.com. Pizarro, that's deflected all the way back to Blake. Andre had 6 saves against Columbus. A couple of those were spectacular. Otherwise, the Union don't come away with that point on the road. Summer is quickly approaching. Philadelphia Union Youth are hosting multiple summer camp options across the Philadelphia area for ages 6 to 14. Presented by BMO. Learn more at PhiladelphiaUnion.com. It's a Union throw-in from higher up the field. Bizo lifting it. We're looking for Shabilko. Katzber with this cross that was blocked out. It's another corner.
Another corner and from the same side again. And what we've seen so far from Wagner, it's just been at that near post area. You see the runs in particular. Bedoya loves to make that run across the near post, but I just wonder if someone can get a flick or if it's a little bit deeper. As I've said, no one's paying any attention at the moment to Glesnes. He's got a free run, and if they can just get it over to him, a real opportunity.
That's who they were looking at. Glesnes in the air. Didn't get much of it, but he was there. He was open. What's your experience, Danny, with the zonal marking?
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at all, because when I was defending set pieces, I always wanted to have a man to mark, because the problem is when you're zonal marking, it's sometimes that line where they go out of your zone into the next man's zone, and sometimes you can get confused. Whereas if you have a man to mark at the start of the game, you know if that man scores, you're in trouble, so there's more accountability as well. So I always like the man for man marking from set pieces.
Leerdam's throw in. Matuidi, Robinson. The overlap by Jones, but they don't use him. Robinson fighting the open man. Pizarro. That's headed away. Second header. Thought there was going to be a foul given, but there wasn't. I didn't see an advantage either. Bizo slipping through some way, somehow. Rushed that pass for Santos, and it's picked off, and that's where they don't want to lose the ball. You have to respect Miami on the counter. Pizarro. This is off that Union giveaway. Leerdam. A foul on Santos for taking down Figal. On this left side, Jones leaves it. Robbie Robinson in his second year with Inter Miami. Had his first goal a week ago. Handball. Free kick. Miami. Gregory's pass up the middle. Pizarro. On that turn. Jones outside. That's the left back high upfield. Jovan Jones. Pizarro. Higuaín. Had the jersey tugged there. Free kick again for Miami, and they try the quick free kick. Leerdam. Bump there. Good aggressive challenge from the Union. And a little extracurricular. Well, they've only played 2 games, Danny, so you can't call it a rivalry yet. But in that last game, we remember with the Higuaín penalty miss and then the trash talking between the 2 sides and no love lost.
No, there's a competitive edge, and you want to see that in football without going over the top. And interestingly enough, there's 2 Scotchmen as well.
That is interesting. Here is Glesnes. Oh, give it away to Robinson. Robinson looking, shooting off the crossbar. That's an uncharacteristic giveaway, too, for Glesnes. He doesn't give a ball away like that, but he did there.
You have to be so mindful when you want to play out from the back, but you just look at the pressing from Robinson, the energy that he gives as well. He gets himself into a good position. He's only got one thing in his mind, and he skips inside Glesnes. The crossbar comes to the Union's saviour, Higuaín. He's saying that he wanted the ball, but I think from a forward's perspective, being Robinson, he's not going to give that to anybody else.
Blake sending it long. Couldn't find a target. Headed forward by Wagner. Flock. Shavilko stepping in and winning it. Into Miami. Here they come. It was Figal who won it. Union scramble back to take it away. Great work by Flock. And then Montero, who's brought down by Figal. He's going to get booked, I would have thought. That's a few from Figal, and the way he just expressed some displeasure with the referee, I thought he was going to get booked, and he still might. Well, you've been in that situation before, Danny. I would say quick apology,
yes, because
he's fortunate he didn't get a yellow.
Quick apology, but what he's been told by the referee is that you can just see he's out of position here, and he just brings down Montero. He's not happy about it, but the referee will have just said to him, that's your last one. Next one, you're going to get a yellow card. And as opposition players, you need to look to try and play him that, because, you know, he's a player that's going to get booked next time anything occurs.
Paizo, long, and one, second ball, it's loose. And almost given right back by Leerdam. Jones scrambling to get it and clear it. It's going to be a Union throw-in. Past the 20-minute mark, Danny, what stands out for you?
I think it's both teams. They have to be at their most mindful, in particular Union, when they have the ball. So I've been interested, the opening 20 minutes, I've been watching when the Union are attacking Wes Martinez, and what he's doing is either getting really close to Higuaín or he's getting close to Bizarre, and that's going to be so important because it's going to be the turnover possession. The first team to switch off is the one that will, unfortunately, like you say, you want it to be from the Union's perspective. You just have to be mindful, but there are opportunities, and like I said, on the turnover for both teams.
Miami taking over, sending it upfield. Read and cleared by Elliott. Pizarro. Not it down. Montero. Nice footwork. Santos on the left. Dangled it too far in front of him, and then Wagner's brought down. A lot of fouling in the early going. A lot of whistles.
Just see Flock. He's talking to Wagner in this situation. See, he goes down, gets the foul. Bizarro's not happy with it, but I think when you look at Flock, he's going to be a crowd favourite because he's a player that one challenge that he makes, it gets the crowd up on the feet, it gets his teammates going as well. And now we're seeing there's been numerous fouls now in Union's favour that enables him to get it into the box in promising positions.
This portion of the match sponsored by Premier Orthopedics, the official orthopedic provider of the Philadelphia Union. Off that long free kick, headed away by Jones. Glesnes is back on it, playing it all the way back to Paizo. Off Bedoya. Neither team really has had an edge, right, so far?
No, they haven't, because I think what we are seeing is something that I just mentioned about being vulnerable on the turnover, and I think both teams are mindful of that. So what you've got is players that would ordinarily say, right, we're going to go and join in the attack, just being a little bit mindful, because they know if they lose the ball, the area that they vacated could be where the other team takes advantage of.
Martinez stepping in against Pizarro. And now it's Gregory getting it forward to Morgan. He led the team last year in all these offensive categories, goals, assists, shots, and shots on goal, but he was broken up. Robinson thought about it. Tried to scoop pass it in for Higuaín. Out for Morgan. There now. Higuaín wide. Sending it in low. That's blocked. If you're the Union and you can find Higuaín playing that far wide, you're not going to worry too much about him. That's not where he's going to hurt you. Wagner. And the whistle. Miami have the player down. It's Gregory. Didn't see what had happened to him. I was following the play upfield. Into Miami's training staff that was all over this. Bizo was trying to explain things. Remember, everything is video review, so if something happened,
you see it's Bedoya, just going up with Reviví, and then it just goes down, just a coming together, nothing in it. So
Bizo was probably saying it wasn't an elbow, but it wasn't even Bizo. It was off Bedoya.
Yeah, I think Bizo, he's probably trying to bring something to the referee's attention that every time he's going up for a header, you know, there may be an elbow coming his way, and there's nothing wrong with that. You just reminding the referee just to look out for certain situations.
Did you do that when you played? Did you have a lot of conversations with the referee?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, and it's amazing the amount of times that they will keep their eye on it. Like when I was captain of clubs, the last thing I would do, I'd let the opposition captain walk away, and I'd say to the referee, listen, just keep your eye on this. And it was the last thing that they would remember before the game kicked off, so it was pressing in mind, and then I'd also tell them every 15 minutes until they told me to shut up.
Here's Wagner for Elliott. Almost picked off. Now it is by Pizarro. Matuidi in the middle. Looking for Higuaín, who nods it down. Morgan. Here is Higuaín. Inline cross, back post, nobody home. Robinson closest to it. The Union are much better on the ball than we've seen here so far tonight. Too many giveaways for them.
What they're doing, and Miami, give them a bit of credit, they're setting traps. So what they're doing, they're making you feel when you're in possession of the ball that pass is on, and they're showing you where they want you to pass it, because they know if you pass it, someone's going to get the foot in it. And that's where, you know, the Union, they've just got to be a little bit careful with it. At times there'll be nothing wrong. You look at Santos, we know that he's got the beating of Figal, we know the two fullbacks play high. At times it might be worth just going over that press a little bit, and taking 4 or 5 of the Inter Miami players out of the game.
Across the way to Jacob Glesnes. Big switch. Wagner. Shabilko. Figal again. Here is Montero for Glesnes. 27th minute. Zeros on the board. Bizo high upfield. The cross. Wanted Shabilko. Instead, Flock will play it back. Wagner. Flock wanted it back and received it. Tempting ball in. Headed once. Santos, but right at McCarthy.
Really good play from the Union. Very good play, and I think that's something that will have pleased Jim Curtin. The fact as well that Montero, when he gets the ball, first thought, can he play forward? It's a wonderful pass into Bizo and created a good opportunity for them as well.
The foul on Santos. Free kick into Miami.
See, and when you're looking in a position, when you get the number 10 on the ball, can he look forward? And what a pass that is. That took 3 Inter Miami players out of the game. Bizo, it's a wonderful cross into the box. Important header by Figal. And Flock just not able to get it under control. But that's really positive play. And that all came about from a free kick. The Union just got on the other side of the halfway line. The ball from Glesnes took out 4 Inter Miami players. And that's what I'm talking about, times going over the press.
Here's Robinson. Matuidi's pass to Pizarro. Martinez forced him all the way back. Martinez had an excellent first season. He's another player that a lot of observers in the league didn't know much about. Played in Venezuela for a couple of clubs. Union get him here, and he was one of the best holding midfielders in the league. Leerdam for Morgan. On this right side, Morgan cutting, leaving it. Matuidi, formerly with Paris Saint-Germain and Juventus, among others. Robinson, Matuidi. Jones back to plays Matuidi. That pass forced, blocked by Martinez. Pizarro. Forced back. Went down, no call. There's a call now. And Union played it too quickly, apparently. The ball was still moving. Players are getting frustrated. You can see the body language for both teams here. Shibilko, nice idea. Not close enough though to Wagner. Kai comes back to win it. Martinez. Shibilko leads it. Sergio Santos in the box, cutting once. Oh, he tried to sell that one. Union have a player down as well as play continues. Inter Miami do not have to put the ball out. It's up to them. Crowd is booing them, of course. And now Blake will just send it out. And the training staff is coming out again, and the yellow card was just given. Clock to Matuidi.
Yeah, he caught Shibilko late just as he played it. That's the first instance that we've seen where Shibilko dropping a little bit deeper and then Santos going beyond. And what we've already seen with this Inter Miami team, Gonzalo Perez, but more so Figal, he will follow the centre forwards. And that's why I think you want to see Santos pulling down and going down the outsides, but I think he should be playing closer to Shibilko, because when Shibilko drops, he's dragging Figal with him. That leaves a space then for Santos to get into, which they worked really well there.
Shibilko started all 23 games a year ago. And he plays physically both sides of the ball. So those are hard 90-minute games when he's in there. And he and Matuidi agree to make up over that.
Yeah, I spoke to Jim Curtin about Shibilko, and he said that one of the things they're working on is that he's brilliant in the box, and they want to try and keep him inside the width of the 18-yard box as much as possible. He does a lot of selfless running out wide, but when the fullbacks are getting forward, he's one of the best headers of the ball, one of the best connectors of the ball in the league. And I think that's where Jim Curtin just wants to see more of him. Allow Santos to get down the outsides at times, and like I said pre-game, it's a really good partnership I think that they've got.
And he's been their best goal scorer, Shibilko, the last couple of years. Had that great year a couple of seasons ago. Last year, everybody's numbers were down because the games played were down. He went from 34 games in a year to 23. Pizarro. Got it outside. Now it's Matuidi. That was almost picked off by Montero. Jones. He's down. Miami on the ball. Return pass, picked off. It's off Santos. It's pretty scrappy here in this first half. Beyond the half-hour mark, but it's been physical.
It has, it's been physical, and more often than not, the team that goes on to win the game is the team that starts to dominate midfield, starts to win the midfield battle, and as of yet, it's been either way. We can see, you know, you look at the midfield, Montero's dropping in, and, you know, he just brings down Jones, and obviously Inter Miami get the free kick. But that's the thing at the moment. The team that's going to get the upper hand and going to get on top are going to be the ones that start to dominate that midfield, because, you know, you look at Matuidi and you look at Gregory, a lot of the times they're going up against Martinez and Flop because they're both dropping a little bit deeper. So at times they're actually cancelling each other out.
And it goes back to the feet of Blake, two-time MLS goalkeeper of the year. Long for Beisel, that's blocked. Robinson Higuaín. Morgan got it from Gregory. Kept it low off Pizarro. Martinez, Shibilko, that's better. Bedoya, Santos making that run. Played the feet. Gonzalez Perez was back there to track him. Jose Martinez crossed the way to Wagner. He and Flock looked like they were too close together, but Flock came away with the ball. Bedoya, Shibilko trying to play it back. Almost got it back to Allen. Instead, Morgan slowed down. Martinez just slowed that entire play down on his own and wins the ball.
It's brilliant, brilliant collective press. And like I say, once again, the opportunity that Union had then came about with Flock, really quick feet, but winning the ball back. Starting to see Union starting to get a few more touches in the midfield area now, starting to get a little bit more control in there, and that's something that I say they'd be absolutely vital and keen to be able to do that.
Flock. Sergio Santos, the Brazilian, looking to return it to Flock, and it's going to be cleared out. Union Soccer, presented in part by the PA Lottery. Play PA Lottery games online for cash prizes at palottery.com. Terms and conditions apply. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. It's a Union throw-in for Wagner. Off Morgan. There was Martinez, and then the bicycle towards Wagner. Kept it in play. Blocked and cleared by Leerdam. And Martinez gets called for the foul. That's the second time Higuaín tried to play it quick on the restart, but that ball was still moving, so it's brought back. They're expecting big things from Gonzalo Higuaín this year. He came in too late last year to really get acclimated. And you had the COVID situation as well, so it's tough to judge anything. But last year, didn't have the numbers. 1 goal on a free kick. This year, 1 goal on a penalty kick. So yet to score during the run of play. But they're expecting a lot out of him in 2021. Wagner just got clipped. They're going to bring it back. Phil Neville is up off the Inter Miami bench, but it's a legit foul.
This is where you just look at it. Probably the last 10 minutes, Philadelphia Union, they've had a lot of free kicks, the speed of play. And I think that's the one thing in particular I think that can win the Union now as this game goes on, is the simple fact I think their fitness levels, I think their intensity, their pressing, collective and individually. I think as the game goes on, that's what they'll be hoping for, that can come through.
Baizo inching toward the middle. Santos with a flick, headed down. Montero, nice run, but McCarthy came out to eliminate the danger. Matuidi releases it well for Jones. Forced back. Advantage call here for Miami. Bedoya did well to slow it down. There were 2 advantage calls there, actually. The Gregory pass, Matuidi. Off Leerdam. Matuidi. That's a good switch. Jovan Jones was free. Bedoya will try to close him. Here's Gregory. Pizarro. Good skill from him. Jones. Gregory. Pizarro. Union bending there but not breaking. Robinson tried to lay it off. Off another deflection. Pizarro. Picked off. It was a dangerous ball. Well read. Wagner. And now it's Gregory coming back to cover all that ground. Robinson getting closer to the Union area. Coming back, Matuidi. Morgan. Defended on this near side. That was Wagner. Cleared out from in front. Morgan's pass blocked, cleared by Elliott. Can the Union break? Knocked out. Throw in, Philadelphia. Montero for Wagner. Ties one goal last year, came against Miami in that first game. Bedoya kept it on the deck. Nice ball, Montero has it. Trying to make his run. He was taken down. No foul given. Pizarro. Montero still down. Pizarro got it free on the left. Gregory. Kai Wagner. Wide for Santos. Sergio cutting past Figal. Rushed that pass. Matuidi. Pizarro. There's the run by Morgan. Elliott with those long legs, tracking him down. Jack will go back. That was good.
He did really well. He saw that Wagner was out of position. He wanted to get the ball out wide, so he just had to come across because Flock couldn't get back in time. Really good defending.
Wagner with it. Slowing it down for Flock. We're in the 40th minute. And now the clock has turned to the 41st, still with the zeros on the board. It was late in the first half in stoppage time when Miami scored last week against the LA Galaxy. On a goal by Robinson. Santos is coming back, now wide left, Flock. That ball, back post, knotted down. Nobody able to pick it up, and it's cleared. Martinez bumped by Pizarro. Glesnes looked like he was the last one to touch it. It's going to be a throw in from Miami.
It's a brilliant ball in from Flock. Bedoya coming in at the far post, but once again the two centre-backs for Inter Miami going near enough man for man. And what's happening is we've seen a few times with Shabil Constance, if they can come towards the ball and then spin, because they really do want it. They don't want to hand Gonzalo Perez and Figal. They don't want to hand the likes of Shabil Constantas over to the midfielders. And what happens then, just see as the ball's coming in, it's one full back and you've got one of the centre-backs clearing the ball. And the other centre-back is out of the equation. That's something that the Union can look to do more because they're going man for man. No matter how deep Shabil Constantas drop, that could leave space for runners as well, like Montero.
They're going to bring this ball back. It'll be a free kick for Inter Miami when play resumes. Here's Gonzalo Higuaín. He wore the captain's armband last week. Today it's Leandro Gonzalez-Perez wearing it. We're told that they have 4 captains on this team, co-captains, whatever you want to call them, and they will alternate who wears the armband. Gregory. And the foul goes against Miami.
It's good covering from Martinez. Just going back to the captaincy, when you say there's 4 captains, just look at Martinez here. He's a captain without the armband himself, gets himself into some really good positions. But when you look at probably from Phil Neville, he's looking at it, he's going, right, okay, I'm coming into this new team. I'm not going to designate a captain. I'm going to leave it with a few players, and then I'll make the decision eventually who I believe is the best suited to be the captain of the team.
He's got some good choices among those veterans. Here's Bedoya. Shabilko got it from Santos, back for Ali. Santos still able to recover. 1 against 2 at the moment. Foul on Sergio Santos. A lot of whistles in this opening half of play. The 1 yellow card to Matuidi. One thing that's been missing, Danny, quality chances for both teams.
They have, and I think you have to give credit to the defences, but I also do believe that, and it may change in the second half, that I do think there's a little bit of the fear factor from both teams that know the opposition are so good in the transition, and at times that can stay in the back of your mind that unless you're 100% sure that you go on a run, you're going to get the ball, then the turnover could lead to somebody getting into the position where you were originally. But like I say, as the game goes on, I'm sure to see that change.
Throw it for Leerdam. Up and right side, he wanted Morgan. Elliott, first man on it. Back to Blake. It was risky, but the Union get away with it. And somehow it's upfield. Santos. With speed on the left. Shabilka makes the run. Blocked. And out for a corner kick, but this time from the near side.
It's brilliant from Santos. Once again, just paying out to this left-hand side. He's having a lot of joy. See, trying to find his centre-forward partner.
Montero is ready to deliver. Almost the 45-minute mark. Played in, McCarthy off the line. Punched it out, got one hand to it. Bedoya telling Bizo to collect it. Up for Shabilko. And it's an easy and safe play for McCarthy. Waiting on a signal about stoppage time in this opening half. 28-year-old John McCarthy from the Philadelphia area, played at LaSalle University, 4 years as a backup. It's going to be 2 minutes. That's it, minimum of 2 up on the board. Off McCarthy's clearance, Glesnes battled with Higuaín. Martinez doing all the dirty work. Morgan picks it up. Back towards Leerdam. That ball went out. Over the sideline, it'll be Union ball on a throw-in for Wagner. Kai Wagner stays with it, deflected out by Miami. Another throw-in. Shabilko leaves it. Wagner kept it low for Flock, who was almost taken out by Leerdam. It's another Union throw-in. Halfway through with stoppage time. More seconds ticking off the clock. Shabilko back, Flock. He touched it last. Throw in for Inter Miami. Of these two coaches, Phil Neville will be the happier if it's 0-0 at the half.
Yeah, I think so, but I think also feel that Jim Curtin will have in mind that we saw what happened last week. It's now made it tiring as the game goes on. And they've got some very good individual players, but Philadelphia Union will be hoping that their fitness levels start to shine in the second half.
Robinson. Gregory's pass, Higuaín. That's going to do it. First half has come to a close. Danny, your thoughts in the first 45?
I think, like you say, I think Phil Neville will be happy with the two managers, but I think Jim Curtin, he'll be saying to his players, just keep going, keep doing exactly what you're doing, because you will get opportunities, and maybe a couple of times looking at it and thinking, try and use Santos' pace more, look to get beyond, maybe go over the Inter Miami press. But like I say, I don't think Jim Curtin will be too disappointed, because he knows that there's a full second half to come.
No goals in this opening half. The one yellow card went to Blaise Matuidi. We're joined by Philadelphia Union's head coach Jim Curtin. Coach, thanks for joining us. Your take. Welcome back, everyone, to Philadelphia Union Soccer. Scoreless after 45 minutes between the Union and second-year team Inter Miami. Time right now for our nugget of the match, presented by Chick-fil-A. Inter Miami goalkeeper John McCarthy was born in Philadelphia, played for the Union from 2015 to 2019, making over 20 starts in a backup role to Andre Blake. Wanted some more playing time, so went to Tampa Bay of the USL, and then later ended up here with Miami. Started the last 8 games last year when Luis Robles went down with an injury, and he entered this year as Inter Miami's starting goalkeeper. Hearing that Inter Miami is going to make a change. We'll get that to you in a minute. Right now, Danny, what are your Subaru keys for the second half?
Well, I think when you look at Santos going down the left-hand side for Gal, he's near enough on a yellow card, so Leodun leaves a lot of space. I just want to see Santos isolating, and also as well Shabilko, he's dropping deep at times, and Gonzalo Perez, he's going with him. There's going to be space for midfield runners, in particular Montero. He can get in behind.
Well, we see Jay Chapman is on the field. He did not play last week. He was not on the 20-player roster, so we'll see who he's coming in for. Second half underway. Robinson is the player that has come out. Robbie Robinson is the player out. So I wonder, Danny, we were talking about who might be coming out. So unless there's an injury we don't know about, you think this is a tactical one?
It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest, because I think what we saw quite often from Union, when we saw crosses coming into the box, a lot of the time it was Bizo, and he was getting beyond Robinson quite often. And I think with Chapman, he'll probably give more of that defensive protection. So when Bizo is going forward, there's someone going to be tracking him.
Remember last week, Phil Neville didn't go to his bench until very late, actually, in the second half. Ball is played back to Figal. Moving it to the right side. What are you looking for early, Danny, apart from those keys that you gave us?
I just feel that what Inter Miami are doing at times, the front four is pressing to a certain extent, but they're not going overboard with it. So I just feel at times there is space down the sides because the two fullbacks are pushing high. Maybe at times just go a little bit longer with the pass, maybe over that initial press, and that's where you can get Santos maybe isolated for Gallo. Likewise, Shabilko with Gonzalo Perez.
Andre Blake will put it back into play for the Philadelphia Union. We've just started the second half. Union in a busy stretch, 9 games over the next 22 days, 7 in MLS, 2 in the CONCACAF Champions League. They'll play Tuesday in Atlanta, first of 2 legs in the quarterfinals. There'll be some rotation for Jim Curtin. There would have to be, but it's good that he's got Dosinho back tonight and Corey Burke. That will add to the depth of this team, because we saw at the beginning of the CONCACAF Champions League with guys out with injury, it's a very, very young bench.
Yeah, it is, but I think at times what you can find, you talk about senior players helping the younger players out. And I've seen it from both sides. When I was a younger player, you know, it was great that the senior players helped you along and you know, talked you through games and helped you in training. But also, when I became a senior player, it was brilliant, because sometimes the younger players, their enthusiasm helped you along as well. But I think what we've seen with Union as well, predominantly they do play a 4-4-2 diamond, but they can play a 4-2-3-1, and they've got players that can play in different positions. So that gives, although there's not a huge depth as in terms of the squad, you've got certain players that can play in different positions, which is always going to help.
In the past, they have gone to a 4-2-3-1 when they brought in Nilsinho. It's a better formation for him and the team when he's in there. And the foul on Martinez, and he's going to get booked. So, first yellow card here in the second half. Matuidi had the other one in the first half. And that's a tough one on Martinez, because he plays on the edge and he's an aggressive player, and now he's going to be extra careful.
Yeah, he doesn't. It's not so much for the obstruction initially, it's just the hand in the face. That's the thing that, you know, referees are always going to go against that. And, you know, Martinez, he just has to be careful, but that's the manner of his game. That's the way that he plays the game. If you take that away from him,
you can't.
Right? You don't have that same player. He does at times the job of 2 players. He had an incredible season last year.
Morgan attempt was blocked. That's the ball they wanted, but Santos could not get around on it. It was well defended that time by Figueroa. Union on the ball in the light blue and yellow uniforms. In for Shibilko. Onside. Shot taken wide. Is that deflected? I didn't see the deflection, but apparently it was. It's a corner.
Inter Miami, they want an offside. They're complaining, saying that it should have been offside. That's the ball at times to look for. Can you get in behind? It's a wonderful ball from Montero. Just come out to this left-hand side. And then Shibilko getting down the side of Gonzalo Perez. And it ends up being a really, really important touch from McCarthy in goal from Inter Miami. But that's what they need to do more of Philadelphia Union. I just feel that sometimes, yes, you want to play short, but if you go a little bit longer, what that means then is that the back four are going to drop off. It might mean that the centre forwards don't get more joy, but you separate the opposition midfield and defence, and that's when Montero comes into his own.
Driven. Contact in the box. It comes out. Martinez wide.
There's no better place to bet the NBA than on FanDuel Sportsbook. Bet every game, all season long. Place your first bet risk-free and get up to $1,000 back if you don't win. FanDuel Sportsbook. More ways to win.
Martinez involved in a collision right after that shot. Bounces back up.
I think one of the things when you look at a player like Martinez as well, because of the way that Philadelphia Union play, because it's very unique, not many teams play the diamond. A lot of the times when you're bringing players in, when you're bringing your likes of Wagner, when you're bringing your Martinez's in, they're more often than not, especially with Martinez, playing in different positions for the team that they're originally at. So you have to give great credit to Martinez to being able to evolve, but also the process of bringing a player in and identifying him, knowing that he can play in a different position in this team.
Bedoya. Held up by Montero. Good ball. Bizo missed the intended receiver on that, but the flag was up anyway. Union full season ticket members, log into your rewards program account online, enter the TV code SSChamps before the end of the match. You'll receive 50 rewards points in your account. SS, of course, Supporters Shield. They unveiled the banner symbolizing the great year that they had a year ago. They did that in a pregame ceremony tonight. Owner Jay Sugarman among those involved. Martinez fighting for it. That is off Jose. The pass back to Glesnes. Wagner up for Flock. He's been very active in this game. Martinez. That's quicker. That's better. That's what they want. Bizo. Bedoya. That one was off. The work rate of Shibilko, he almost won it, but instead, it's Gregory. Higuaín's pass, Pizarro. Pizarro for the fresher legs of Chapman. Ball played in, and it's blocked. Glesnes, after Elliott had the first play on it. The Bedoya pass, Montero. Take your pick there. Union draw the foul.
Brilliant from Montero. When you're fortunate enough to play with players like him in the team, when you're under pressure, you know that you can give him the ball when there's 2 or 3 players around him because the ball is safe. He's either going to get out of the situation or he's going to get a foul for his team. And he's so brave in the ball. We talk about leaders, and leaders can be vocal. They can lead by example. And Montero, every time he just leads by example, always wanting to get on the ball.
He's playing in the number 10 position right now for the Philadelphia Union. Has played also as a left midfielder. Could also drop further back if they needed him to. Very versatile, as well as being very talented. Wagner. Santos. Thinking about it. The shot taken was blocked. That's deflected. Block. Shabil, goal. Montero, goal. Union lead. Weren't we just talking about him, Danny?
We may well have been. And remember the keys to the second half, what did we say? We said midfield runners. We said midfield runners are going to get joy. Well, here's a midfield runner. Finds the ball in the box. Good play from Shabilko. Right place, right time. Man of the moment, Montero makes it 1-0. And it's been coming because they've started the second half really well. But it's all about anticipation and bravery as well, Montero. He knew when he went in for that challenge, there was an opportunity that he could get hurt. Well, he didn't care one bit. It was more important that the Union took the lead. And it's exactly what they did. And what a great start to the second half for the Union.
Good work all around by several players, including Shabilko, who helped out with that goal. Montero's first goal of the year. Remember the game he had against Surprise in that second leg. A 4-goal game. He had 2 goals and 2 assists on that night. So Shabilko getting the assist. Casper was second last year in assists on the team, topped only by Brendan Aronson. Shabilko had 6. Aronson had 7. Great to see Brendan, by the way, getting playing time and scoring goals. I think he's got 4 now for Red Bull Salzburg. Jones. Well, last week, Miami was up. Here's Pizarro. That's over Blake. It's a corner kick, though, is deflected. So Miami was up last week twice, couldn't hold the lead. Now they have to play from behind. They're going to have to open things up at some point.
And we know how well that Union can play, but we know how well they can play on the counter-attack. So what happens now, the dynamics of the game have to change at some point, not necessarily straight away, but into Miami, they have to open up a little bit more, and that can work in Union's favour. But these next few minutes, got to ride them out.
Miami corner from the near sideline. Morgan sending it back. Headed out by Glesnes strongly. Jones will collect. Finding Morgan off his foot. Union throw-in. Still a lot of time left. Has to be a bit of risk-reward for Inter Miami. Because if they open things up, as you mentioned, too quickly, they go down 2-0. Union can protect that lead.
Yeah. Phil Neville, he'll be looking at it and thinking 56 minutes gone, they don't have to go for it yet. But I think one of the things you would say is that when you look at this, when you look at Philadelphia Union and what they did at home last season, a lot of teams are going to come here and be happy with the draw. So we may see a lot more second half goals where they have to be patient. And, you know, that's what it's all about. But the players know that. Unfortunately, they become a victim of success at home, where teams are going to say, okay, well, we're not just going to come out here, we're going to sit back and we're going to let you do all the running. And that's where at times they have to be patient. But you've got the likes of Montero, you've got Bedoya, you've got Osinio, players that can pick that pass, that can make something happen and really unlock a tight defense.
Gregory was tugged down, got the foul. Federico Higuaín has been warming up. And it looks like Inter Miami are going to make another change. Here's Leardown. Holding up play. From the right. Cross was denied. Throw-in coming up. This portion of the match sponsored by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you, Philadelphia. Learn more at IBX.com. An Inter Miami throw-in. They're getting ready to sub in Federico Higuaín, Gonzalo's older brother. Union win it there. Long clearance out. Miami first on the ball. Back to John McCarthy. Right-footed clearance, halfway line. There's a deft touch there, a bump from Flock, who was not called for a foul. The only goal, Jamiro Montero. Assist going to Kacper Shibilko, the 54th minute. Martinez, that's intercepted. Jovan Jones. Chapman. Union will get to that ball as well.
He's been magnificent. You know, I know I've said it a few times, but Flock, he really has set the tempo at times and put himself around in midfield. And I think when you look at it, Montero playing as a number 10 now, I think Wagner can go forward a lot more now as well, because we know Montero, he wants to get involved. He wants to drive in from when he was playing on the left-hand side into the 10 position. He can do that now, but Wagner can also go forward, knowing full well that Flock, who's had experience at left-back, will cover him.
You see that good chemistry, especially on that defensive side of the ball between those players. High up, that time was Wagner, and Flock, you're right, we're sitting there.
He'll do that, and that's an understanding that's built on the training ground. And you can see Flock is in the left-back position, and Wagner's now comfortable going into the advanced near enough left-wing position.
Bizo with it. And that was blocked. Here's Pizarro. Pizarro couldn't get to that ball. Instead, it's Kai Wagner. Union pressing forward. Still a tight game. Only a one-goal lead here for the Philadelphia Union. Union are getting ready to make their first change as well. Corey Burke. This ball bounces and played back to McCarthy. Higuaín has been up for about 5 minutes, it seems. Ball has stayed in play. They've been unable to make the switch. Remember, it's 5 subs you're allowed the last couple of years in MLS. Here's the change. So Pizarro, surprisingly to me, is coming out unless there's an injury we're not aware of. It's not a long day for Pizarro. And Corey Burke will replace Sergio Santos. They like the way Corey Burke has looked. He's had a groin injury, but they say, coaching staff has said, Burke has been excellent in training. And they wanted to give Burke some playing time, if they could, in this game tonight. Same with Osinio. If they can get him game minutes ahead of that game against Atlanta, they'll try. Headed down. Wouldn't that have been something? First touch in the air.
What an introduction that would have been.
Yeah.
But what I loved about it was that he started the move. And that's what you want to see from centre forwards. He starts the move, he then plays the ball out wide, but he continues his run. You know, and just alluding to what you said about Jim Curtin, you know, pre-season, he was a standout forward. He was absolutely excellent, but then unfortunately, I think he got a groin injury. But it's great to have him back.
Bedoya with it. So Inter Miami had made 2 changes. Union 1. The ball is blocked. Federico Higuaín played it back. Now played across to Jovan Jones. Last week against Columbus, Jim Curtin only made that 1 change. Sergio Santos, that was it. His bench is deeper today because he's got Burke, because he has Ilsinho, and now he has Anthony Fontana there too. So we'll see how often he goes to his bench tonight. Also knowing that another big game awaits Tuesday in Atlanta, CONCACAF Champions League, first leg of the quarterfinals. Chapman left it off. The Gregory pass. He'll get it back from Leardad. Matuidi. That should be a good pairing, by the way, Matuidi and Gregory for Miami. Here's Jones in, and it's blocked. Before it got there, good job by Glesnes. Nice play by Bizo. Battle for the ball. Miami on it. Off Matuidi. That was good work by Shimilko. Up for Burke. Trying to hold up play. Figal got in there. Play continues. No foul given. Now it's getting physical again. Federico Higuaín had so many great years with the Columbus Crew SC. Now reunited with his brother, playing on the same team. That had to be a special moment when that happened at the end of last year. Bizo as Bedoya got sent to the turf. Ball played back. McCarthy. Figal. Oh, bad ball for Leerdam. Will allow Flock to get there first. Montero was calling for it. Burke and Shimilko made runs into the box. Look at that. Skill on the ball. Montero playing it back. Wagner delivering. Shimilko. Goal kick McCarthy.
Well, the attacking has been good for Philadelphia Union, but when needed as well, the defensive side as well, Glesnes, you can't take any chances there. I'm sure you will have heard a shout from Blake. But from a defender's perspective, if you're in a position there and that ball goes past you, Blake's not able to get there, then it could be trouble. Wonderful defending from Glesnes and, like I say, taking charge.
Jovan Jones on this left side. One goal separating these two teams. It was a Montero goal, the 54th, from Kacper Shimilko.
It's interesting when you look at it. We looked at the half-time substitution with Chapman coming on for Robinson, and the fact of Bizo getting forward down the right-hand side. What we've seen in the second half, predominantly, Union have been doing the attacking down the left-hand side with Wagner. No surprise, Morgan's now switched over to the left and Chapman's gone over to that right-hand side to then try and track Wagner's runs.
Shimilko. The run by Bedoya. Alley on the right. Shimilko. Oh, he tried. He had Montero open. Miami will try to counter. Martinez says no. For Bedoya. Bizo. Whoa. Federico Higuaín. They're going with the advantage. Shimilko trying to lay it off. And that one is going high and wide. Is there not a yellow card involved here?
Higuaín's trying to get involved. He thinks that Flock is making a meal of it, and he was going over. But straight away, the Union players, just as we saw in Saprissa, if one of the players is hurt, then they're all hurt, and they're all going to make sure everything's going to be okay. You just see it's a late challenge. It's a late challenge. There's no excuses. I know that Gonzalo Higuaín, he's probably trying to look after his brother, but there's no excuses for that one. And they just have to make sure now, the Union. I think in these situations, you know, we're looking at Martinez.
They know Martinez has a yellow. They're trying to goad him into another.
Yeah, and this is where I think the other players, Glesnes is doing it now. You just have to calm down the situation. You're on top in this game. Don't get embroiled in this, because one of the things that can happen from that is that you lose your concentration. You go and make a daft challenge because you're frustrated, and that's where Gonzalo Higuaín is trying to get at Martinez. Martinez just needs to take a little step back. Maybe Bedoya go over and just calm him down as well. The senior players just have a word for him, because you know he's a key player for the Union, and the Miami will be doing what they can to try and upset them.
The battles continue. It's a throw in here. Inter Miami are ready to make yet another change. It'll be their third one. It's Sami Guederi, who played at the end of the last game against the Galaxy, who's up. Wagner, and grabbed by McCarthy. Osmo is a proud part of the Philadelphia Union. Osmo's education technology helps kids grow to be more confident, thoughtful, and creative. Down this right side from Morgan. It's tackled out. And now we're going to see the change. Jovan Jones is coming out. Guederi is coming in. And if there's one thing that Phil Neville probably learned from last week, Danny? It's that go to the bench earlier.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, the full level, he probably looked at it last week and didn't want to make too many changes because it wasn't a bad performance.
No,
they just tired, and I think that was one of the things. And that's the difficult thing with managers. You know, at times, you get great success from substitutions that you do make, or substitutions that you don't make then go against you.
Higuaín's pass back, now in for Gonzalo Higuaín, who's blocked. And now it's taken over at the other end. Turtle. Faisal. He's got Bedoya. Pass was off. It's coming back the other way. Gonzalo Higuaín is after it. Sliding it in for his brother. Gonzalo Higuaín has not had a chance here so far tonight, but he's one of those players that the game is 90 minutes. You don't want to see him have any kind of a chance, any kind of a look, even in the dying stages of the game. Federico Higuaín will play it across. Faisal won that in the air. Gaderi.
As a centre forward, you're only as good as the opportunities you're given. So it's not been a case of stopping Higuaín, it's been a case of stopping Morgan, stopping Pizarro,
the service to him,
stopping Robinson, and two of the three behind Higuaín have actually been substituted, so they've done the job there, because the one thing that you can't afford to do with Higuaín, yes, I think he's 33 now, but you give him an opportunity, he will find the back of the net.
Gaderi's pass on the wrong side of Higuaín. Clock. Martinez. Bedoya. 71st minute. Union are on top of Inter Miami by a 1-0 scoreline. Martinez got by Federico Higuaín. Wanted to be given go, but that's denied by Gonzalez Perez. And now it's Miami on the ball. Matuidi. Well, Glesnes stepped in and he got Gonzalo Higuaín. Sounded like it. Play continues. Gonzalo's right back up, though. Federico Higuaín with it as his brother makes a run. Chapman, the Canadian international, squares it. Gregory blocked. Union tried to clear it out. And the foul was given right there. As Wagner initially went down, as did Flock.
Yeah, I think Wagner is complaining to referees saying that he was fouled, and I may be wrong, but it actually looked as though it may have been Flock trying to make that initial challenge that potentially brought Wagner down. Just as we see. Oh no, it isn't. It is actually Gregory, and you can see Wagner's frustrated, and I know, because the Union should have had a free kick in their favor.
This is about 22 yards away. Federico Higuaín, good on free kicks. Always has been, especially with the Columbus Crew SC. On that whistle, he strikes. Headed, and they've tied it. Higuaín to Higuaín, 1-1.
Well, he spoke about the fact that he only needs one opportunity, and there is the prime example why. I think there'll be frustration of the free kick that was given away initially, and giving fouls away in dangerous areas, but then the ball comes into the box, and from Union's perspective, the last person you want it to fall to is Higuaín. There is a little bit of shirt pulling. It's actually Flock that's pulling Higuaín's shirt, but he's having no interest in it whatsoever. He just wants to go and win that ball, and he gets it, and it is a great header, and he gives Blake absolutely no chance whatsoever. And it's a good ball in as well from his brother Federico Higuaín, and it is a lovely header into the corner. Now the Union, they've got to respond.
So that's his third goal with Inter Miami, and he still has not scored during the run of play, but they all count. And it's just written up as a goal, and he's got his second in as many games now for Inter Miami.
Yeah, I think there'll be frustration I've said numerous occasions, Flock's been absolutely outstanding today, and it was a challenge that he thought he could win, when in all reality there wasn't much chance for winning. You have to be so certain there, but you can't really hold that against Flock. Like I say, his performance has been magnificent.
And if the free kick was awarded incorrectly, that's not something that's subject to video review, if anyone's wondering about that. So that's just the way it goes. Here's Bizo. So now it's an interesting game. 1-1. We talked about what would happen here with Inter Miami maybe opening things up. Granted, there they scored on the free kick, but now you would think, Danny, they get a point out of this. It's a nice flight home.
Yeah, it is. I think most teams will come to Union and think, right, if we can get a point from here. But you don't know. I don't think the likes of Higuaín and Matuidi will look at it like that. We know the success that they've had in their careers, and you know, they may think that they can go and get the 3 points, but that could actually work in Union's favour because the game opens up, and that's something that Union like to have. They like to have space to get into in front of them.
Well, the Union went 3+ games in all competitions without allowing a goal. Conceded here, first time against Blake. It's about 340 consecutive shutout minutes. Here is Bedoya. Cut off there, Burke. Comes straight out, Martinez. Sending it in. Flock. Wagner. Kai's pass up. Off Shabilko. And gathered in by Inter Miami. Blocked out. Belongs to Miami. A hard-fought game, and there's still plenty of time left for both teams to have some chances here. Lear down. We'll take this throw-in. Into Miami's next game at Nashville. For the Union, they are home after the Champions League game against NYCFC, who throttled FC Cincinnati today by a 5-0 scoreline. It's Corey Burke. The give and go. Montero playing it across. And that one hit Woodwork too.
It was good play. I just wonder whether Flock could actually have been fed the ball a little bit earlier, because he is open and it was a difficult one. So a lovely ball in from Montero, but I just think maybe the pass before, just when you see this one here, just out of picture there, you can't see him, but Shabilko was able to open up. Flock was in an even better position. It's always going to be difficult to get it back in the angle, but really good response from Philadelphia Union.
Back to live action. It is Burke. Oh, almost had Shabilko. Corey Burke battling. The Jamaican will lose it there. Here's into Miami. At times, this has been a very scrappy game, physical game, an emotional game. Right now, it's anybody's game at 1-1. And Inter Miami have 2 more subs up. They're going to go with the maximum of 5, assuming there's no concussion subs. That's what they will have. Ball is played far sideline. Held up there by the Union. And when you see who's coming into the game, if you're basing it on that, they're going to try to shut this game down and take the 1-1 draw and a point out of this, because those are 2 defensive subs coming in. And the Union are going to make a change too. Couple of them. Ilsinho and Fontana both coming in. So one team going for it, one trying to shut it down, as you would expect. Let's see who else is going to be coming out. Neal and Shawcross are coming in. We have to wait on Shawcross. Matuidi has come out for sure. Shabilko very rarely comes out, but they've got a game against Atlanta coming up. So Casper's out. Vecino's in. Fontana's in. Jordan Jones. The lead has also come out. We'll get all those subs up for you when we get the chance. Meanwhile, the free kick. Montero. Curling ball up. Headed once. McCarthy was coming out. It's going to be a corner for the Union.
Like you said, very positive substitutions from the Union. Spoke about with Elsinio. Probably likely be changed to 4-2-3-1 with Burke then as the focal point up front with the likes of Fontana, Montero and Elsinio behind him, and then you'll have Martinez, Bedoya just sit in front of the two centre-backs.
From the corner, near post, cleared away by Gonzalo Higuaín. There's Jose Martinez sending it long. Elliott was looking for it. McCarthy wanted to make sure that didn't go out for a corner. Good job.
And then you look at Miami, obviously Ryan Shawcross had played with him at Stoke. He was the captain for a long time, really good play. He'll just come in at centre-back, and then Figal, who's comfortable at left-back or right-back, he'll go into the right-back position. That just gives him a bit of extra defensive stability.
Into Miami at the ball. Gonzalez Perez will go all the way across. Is way over and out of play for the throw-in. About 10 minutes left and some stoppage time. Is there a game winner in this one for either side? It's 1-1 here. Miami have used their full complement of subs. The Union made 3 subs. Bedoya got it to Bizo. Intended for Elsinio, who will have a throw-in. Bedoya, Martinez. Union 1, Miami 1, Bizo, and that's blasted away by Gadiri. Corner, Union.
I only really saw it one time in the first half with Glesnes. As once again, he's not being marked, so he can hold himself back a little bit more for the late run.
Montero went near post, it goes through some legs, and then it's cleared away. Union have come up empty on numerous corners tonight. Morgan, Martinez against Chapman. Federico Higuaín will play it back. Shawcross. Over 400 games in England. It's a lot of games. Captain Stoke for so many years too. Martinez leaves it. Bizo blocked. Throw in coming up. Union had that 0-0 draw last week against Columbus. 1-1 here. 83rd minute. Miami looking for their first point of the year. 4 points. After dropping one to the Galaxy a week ago. Chicharito scoring twice in that game for the Galaxy. Here's Miami putting it into space. Right side. Ball cut back once. Twice. Sent across. Goal! Federico Higuaín, it's 2-1. In the 83rd minute. So not one Higuaín, but 2 have scored tonight. And it was Federico's free kick that got it going. That's a stunner.
It is, and they've shown to be a threat on the counter. Yes, you look at the substitutions that they've made and you think, okay, maybe defensively minded, but you have to give great credit to Figal. He's played centre-back for the majority of the game. We know he's comfortable at left-back or right-back, but he gets forward really well here. It's a lovely ball in, so he gets in behind Wagner. and then he just waits his opportunity. He waits for the run, and it's just that late run from Federico Higuaín, and just like his brother, it's a wonderful header. And now the Union, they've got it all to do in these last few minutes. Like I say, it's a lovely ball in from Figal. Just waited his turn. And Inter Miami have given themselves a really good opportunity now of taking the full 3 points.
Well, the substitutions that Phil Neville has made tonight certainly paid off. And now he has an even better opportunity because he brought in defensive players to try to shut this down. So up to the Union here, but they don't have a lot of time to generate some offense. Glesnes. Ilsinho. This Union team didn't lose a game at home last year in 9 tries. Bizo playing it across. McCarthy came out, got it in traffic. McCarthy's going to milk that clock, as he should. Off his right foot. Doyle went up for it. Morgan couldn't get it. Union on the move. Jose Martinez. Going wide to the right side for Bizo. Ilsinho. Bizo holding again. Bedoya, step behind the defense, end line cross. And that was dead right to McCarthy. Union had some runners moving there, but that deflection saved Miami. Again off the right foot of McCarthy. Glesnes heading it back. The Blake short pass ahead to Elliott. Jose Martinez. Bizo, a toe poke ahead for Bedoya, that's blocked. Coming all the way back to McCarthy. Chased by Fontana. Miami can kill this game with some possession. They move it ahead. Ulloa, nice ball. Sent in, Gonzalo Higuaín's header, saved by Blake. That was Gonzalo's best chance, actually, of the night.
It's a brilliant save from Blake, but once again, Figal came forward from that right back position. He's got 2 great balls in.
Well, the Union could go back and thank Andre if they can get another goal here. Because that could have been a backbreaker. Could have given Miami a 2-goal lead. Ilsinho. It's blocked. Gonzalez Perez bumped there. Ball out. Waiting for a decision is the corner.
Just how important will this save be from Blake? If Union can get a goal back late on, so used to seeing some world-class saves from him.
Montero wants it, takes it. Deflected away, and Miami will just clear. Blake is way off of his line. He was out near the circle. Launched the other way. Contested ball won by Ulloa. Gonzalo Higuaín, that was a deft touch. Martinez, great job. Glesnes. Across the way to Wagner. Montero. Far side of the stadium. We'll find Martinez in the seam. Bedoya. Squaring it. Wide to the outside. Union gets some numbers in the box. Played up, cleared out. Shot cross on the clearance. Gonzalo Higuaín on the quick turn. Tack of the way. Good job by Glesnes as that ball is launched the other way. Martinez. Too long for Bedoya. And it's going to give the ball back to Miami. And more time taken off the clock.
Two Philadelphia broadcasters, one outstanding news team with the power to bring you the best news at the most convenient time. Action News at 10 on PHL 17.
Well, Miami have used all their subs, so if anybody is injured, they won't be able to make a change for them. But Morgan is okay. Time to tell you about our ardent credit union top rider of the match this evening. Not really a surprise that it was Leon Flock, who ran 6.65 miles before coming out.
Incredible amount of distance covered, and he did a lot of covering as well, and I think he had a very positive performance.
Waiting on the stoppage time signal. Union hope it's a bigger number than Miami is hoping for. The Union have another sub up as well. It is Jack McGlynn. Ball played back. That was dangerous. McCarthy was awake on it. Bedoya, and now it's taken over by Inter Miami. 4 minutes minimum. Added on in stoppage time. Gonzalez Pires shooting it. That's over Blake. And now we're going to see McGlynn come into the game. And Ilsinho is coming out. Ilsinho limping a little bit coming out. He was a sub that came into the game, and now he's coming out. So let's hope that it's nothing serious. It's just a precautionary thing to make sure that he's okay. Because with Ilsinho, it was a calf injury. McGlynn is making his MLS debut at the age of 17. Off McGlynn. Montero, then McGlynn, Glesnes wide, Bedoya, setting it in, headed away. Desperate times right now for the Union. They need that ball in the box of Miami. The second minute of stoppage time, the minimum of 4. McGlynn's on the chase with those fresh legs. Bizo. Elliott. Wagner. On the bounce. Union with it. 4 runners in the box. A couple of cuts there, a couple more. Montero sending it across. Tackled away. Federico Higuaín dropped it back. Union looked to win it there. Could not. Martinez. Gonzalo Higuaín winning it there. And now, back to Morgan. Gonzalo Higuaín. And now it's Philadelphia right up the middle of Burke. That's denied. Cleared out. Time running out.
I think what we've seen, obviously, with Gonzalo Higuaín, his movement in the box, obviously the goal that he scored, but it's not just that. When you're chasing the game like the Union are, he's clever. He knows how to waste time. He knows the positions to take up. And, you know, the Union have got a minute left, and we'll be hoping that they do get one more big chance.
Off that throw in, Elliott. Played down off Glesnes. And then Chapman clears. Federico Higuaín, oh, he was looking for his brother over the top. He would have been free. Played back by Federico Higuaín. Nice touch there. Figal will switch it. Is there another chance? Can't be more than one more opportunity with this much time left on the clock. Just seconds left. Wagner, 6 in the box for the Union. McCarthy twisting, grabbing it. And that should put an end to it. It does. That was the last one. The last play right there. John McCarthy returning to Philadelphia will get a big win for Inter Miami.
Yeah, it is. It's a huge win for Inter Miami. There'll be frustration from Philadelphia Union, especially after taking the lead. But then when Inter Miami got themselves back into it, Gonzalo Higuaín, obviously his goal, his brother involved as well. But then when they took the lead, they knew how to just quieten the game down at times. It's really frustrating evening for the Union.
A surprising night, because the Union had been so good at home for so long. They had the lead, and they conceded twice.
Yeah, they did, which, like you've just said, is very, very unlike. But we spoke about the forward plays for Inter Miami. They've got some real talent going forward, and you have to say that Federico Higuaín coming on, 1 assist and 1 goal as well.
We're coming back. We'll put the wraps on this one from Subaru Park. It is Inter Miami with a surprising win on the second week of play in Major League Soccer.